Good morning from just off of Highway 114 here in southern Colorado. Today we're going to be hiking segments 18 and 19 of the Colorado Trail. For a full trail guide of these two segments, you can check the link in the description below. Jackie, Juno, and I continuing our segment quest to hike the Colorado Trail. We're going to be doing this in a weekend. If you were through hiking, you would have been coming up from just around the corner there to end your last segment. These two segments are just about 27.5 miles combined with about 3,700 feet of elevation gain. Basically what you're doing at this point in the Colorado Trail is leaving a mountain range behind and getting into another one, approaching the San Juans here. And so these two segments are kind of your doorstep to the San Juans. And once you get in them, it's going to be some of the most beautiful hiking of the entire Colorado Trail. If you've been following along on my videos, you know that this stretch of the Colorado Trail is particularly tough with water, really starting at 16, 17, and then 18 here. We've noticed off to the side here, there's a little creek that's running. It's about late August filming this, so don't depend on it. Your next reliable source will be at 9 and then again at 9.7. The real reason that water is important is because these segments 17, 18, 19 are all really exposed to the sun. A little under 4 miles into the segment. Haven't shown you much because there hasn't been much to report. Just left the big road you were following for a while and now on a single track trail and gaining some elevation here. First real good views of the day here. So it's about 6.7 miles in and you're going to take a right, follow Jackie and Juno down the hill. After heading from up there, you're going to take a sharp left onto the Jeep road here and continue kind of back where you just came from. On another Jeep road here, but as you can see, the views are expansive. And again, what I said at the beginning, really no cover from the sun. So luckily today, it's pretty overcast, as you can see. If you're heading here on a hot day, this could be a tough couple of segments. Fork in the road here, pretty obvious with the CT marker that you head right. Pretty obvious since that sign says closed right in front of you. You're gonna take a left here and cross this little stream. More like a puddle. I would not be drinking this water unless you absolutely had to. So this is 9 miles in and I showed you that little puddle, but if you go up or downstream, you'll be able to find a better spot where the water might be flowing a bit better. Wow, pretty open and expansive. By far the best views on this segment so far. Just gorgeous. You know, I have to say, we're approaching the end of the segment, have about 3 miles or so to go, and I really wasn't expecting much on this one. And yeah, we've been following a Jeep road for 99% of it, but I don't know if it's the weather or the fact that the wildflowers are still hanging on. It's been a pretty enjoyable day so far. We've almost hit 11 miles, only taken us about 4.5 hours, so just cruising. Really nice, really enjoying myself today. Just passing by some of the locals here. Gonna give this guy his space. He doesn't want anything to do with Juno. Does not look like much at all, but this right here is the end of segment 18 of the Colorado Trail. So you're going to continue right here. Yeah, there's beauty to be found on this segment, but when you're hiking on forest roads and Jeep roads for the whole time, it's not super enjoyable. Definitely rank this in the bottom of our segment so far, but hey, another one in the books, and we're going to start 19 right here. 18 in the books. Segment 19 of the Colorado Trail off to a hot start to change its pace from 18 with another Jeep road. It has been very dry. There's been little trickles of things here and there, but a lot of the stuff, especially towards the second half of 18, is just right next to where cows poop, and I'm just not about to drink that water even through a filter. We are not the majority here right now. There's a lot of cows, as you can see by that one. None of them seem to particularly like either us or Juno, so we are going to give them as much space as possible, but ultimately I don't know really what to do here. Instead of walking through these guys and gals, we've decided to give them a wide berth here. We're on the trail, and then there's a nursing mother, and that's one animal I've learned across species you don't want to screw around with. So we're just giving them some space. You can hear they are not happy that Juno is here right now, or us. All eyes on us slash Juno. It's crazy. Don't seem like the most ferocious predators, but when you have 100 of them together, you're severely outnumbered if they decide to do anything to you. So we just kind of took Juno around them all and gave him a lot of space, and it worked out fine. I haven't been pointing out many trail junctions because it's been pretty obvious. This one a little bit less so. So you came from up there, and there's kind of a fork, and you're gonna bear right. Just endless openness on this segment. Climbing to the high point of the trail, 10:4:05 segment, not the trail. I'm a noodle. That was our first black bear, or any kind of bear, sighting on the Colorado Trail. I started looking at Juno, and she usually goes pretty crazy when something's in the area, and her ears started going nuts, sniffing the air. And I look off to my right, and there's a black bear maybe 10 yards into the woods. Jackie starts bugging out, doing what you're supposed to, making noise and making yourself big, and it ran away. Here is the high point of the trail. I keep saying trail segment, 10:4:05. Not much in views. I'll give you a quick whirl here. From here, you're gonna have a pretty good descent, and then yeah, we should have about 1.5 miles, and then the next water source, and you'll be hiking by that for a while. You can check the links in the description below, as well as virtual Sherpa gear to help support the channel. Rolling into this intersection here, you're going to take a left, so kind of go by the retention pond. We're at mile 17 here. This is the awesome water source. We had planned on camping here, but we came down from the slopes and saw 2 moose, a mom and her calf like 50 yards from the campsite. And once again, we have to keep moving because it's not safe. About 10 yards after I said that, Juno has made the decision that this is where she's going to sleep tonight. So we're going to pop up the tent right about there. Tent set up here. We never really talk about what we use for a tent. So we use the REI Passage 2. Definitely not the lightest option, but it gets the job done for us. We can't use a shelter because of Juno. It just wouldn't work. So we stuff the three of us in a 2-person tent, which, as you can imagine, gets pretty tight. We are gonna make some dinner. To recap the day, we hiked just about 21 miles today. And yeah, we're all exhausted, as I showed you with Juno, just passed out in the grass. So tomorrow, gonna finish segment 19 here of the Colorado Trail, and we'll see you then. Beautiful night spent by the creek here. So up and at 'em today. Got about 6.5, 7 miles to go to finish segment 19 of the Colorado Trail. I'll show you a little bit of a preview here of what you're going to be hiking through. Basically following this creek for about 2.5 miles until you eventually cross it, and then work your way out of this little plateau and to the base of San Luis Peak. You're going to have water for a good chunk of the morning today, so take advantage of that. We ended up camping right on the side of the trail, but there's a nice campsite right here, about a 7 1/3 into the segment, so just over 21 total if you're doing both. As you get close to the stream crossing here, there are a lot of cow trails, so just try to stay on the main trail, and it's a bit overgrown here. So this is a look at the failed bridge here. So you can ford it up there. Honestly, I'm gonna try to go for this. Once you cross, you're gonna work your way up this little crack in the rock right here. Just about 4 miles left in the segment here, and most of it will be climbing. Still loads of cows in the area, but should be entering the wilderness area soon. And I think they would not be in there. I don't know. All right, after that creek crossing, you're gonna enter La Garita Wilderness here. Apparently there used to be a bridge there, as you can see by Jackie's careful crossing of that creek. Alliteration. There isn't anymore. '19 in the books. Wow, so I was getting ready for this whole spiel about notes, and we're almost done, and the car parking lot right there. 18, I would say a little bit less thrilling than 19. 19 definitely delivered the views. Lots of wide open space on both of these segments, and lots of exposure to the sun. So if the weather is bad, not going to be fun. If the weather's nice and cool and cloudy, pretty awesome time. Lots of cattle on these segments. You are constantly battling cows and cow poop and cow infested water, so I would definitely be extra careful with where you pump for water across these two source segments. Overall, everything pretty much to the book, about 3,800 feet of elevation and 27.54 miles, so pretty accurate there. Overall, I'd say these two segments were good, but the great ones are definitely ahead, and I am extremely excited to get after those. So be sure to subscribe to the channel not to miss any future Colorado Trail segments. If you haven't seen the ones before this, check out my playlist. If you're new to my channel, I do virtual trail guides of Colorado Trail, Colorado 14ers, 13ers, and U.S. national parks, high points, etc., etc., etc. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button not to miss any future hike-related content. Hit this like button on the video too, really helpful in getting my videos seen by more people. As always, for a full trail guide of Colorado Trail segments 18 and 19, they're going to be two different ones. They'll be linked in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. We're gonna go get some real food and clean ourselves. We'll see you on the next adventure.